the new HTC Hero. Best part of the phone when you first see it is it has to immediately give you that slight wow factor, and just this slight curve at the end, something that's disappeared in phones. But when we first saw portable phones, either when we played with G.I. Joes or we saw war movies or the good old days of the first few flip open cell phones, that little bit of flap for the keypad, that little bit of extension curve always made a cell phone look much cooler, just like Jack Bauer looks on the hit series 24. So just the slight curve has given it a bit of that cool design edge, and your first impressions are wow. So let's actually put it on and see if it goes beyond that. So here's the home screen, and again, first reactions very important, and my first reaction to that is wow. This does run Android, but HTC's put a skin or a user interface over Android and customized it. They call this interface Sense, and I must say it's really nice. The touchscreen firstly works very similar to the iPhone, not as smooth or as perfect. If the iPhone is 100% of the touch, I would still give this 95, but that's pretty good. And you have these things that HTC calls scenes. You can customize a scene where on this scene I could have 5-6 types of applications are similar. On this scene maybe I could have just my web and internet bookmarks. On another scene I could put Twitter and other apps on it. So some interesting stuff over there. It's got a stocks app loading up here, and it hasn't done away with buttons completely. There are 4 buttons down there: home, which always takes you back to the home screen, a menu button, a cancel button for which is also the power off button, the take call button, and they've even put in a trackball there, which is really useful for some things like contact. So if you're just not getting the hang of the touch and you're getting annoyed, some would argue that it's basically a fallback in case the touch sometimes hangs and they're not completely confident of their touch. But I still think it's a good idea to put it in. Let me actually go to the menu, and you can pull up things like add to home, settings, notifications. Nice touchscreen. Let's see some of the programs, and wow, you have a huge list of Android programs over here. And unlike the MyTouch, which was the first HTC Android phone which came into the market a few months ago, this one has access to the Android marketplace, so you can go there and download more apps onto the phone. So that's pretty nice. It's also the first browser to have Flash support on an Android phone. Remember, the iPhone doesn't support Flash, but somehow, in spite of the fact that they say this supports Flash, I couldn't get a YouTube video to play. So maybe there's something to be done over there, or I haven't got enough chance to play around with it. The camera is a 5-megapixel one, but no flash over here. Hey, I'd rather you put flash on the camera than flash support on the browser, because at the end of the day, a 5-megapixel camera really is fairly useless without, even if not the cool xenon flash that the Nokia cameras have, LED flash at least, something you should have put for a 5-megapixel camera. And again, the beauty is perfectly synced with your Gmail. So if I go to my phone contacts, that's people over here, it's basically my Gmail contacts. Again, one time I put in my username and my password, don't have to struggle between 30 different contact lists. Very useful for somebody who's completely dependent on Gmail. Again, one big issue with touchscreens is that the keyboard is just not there. I have the same issue with the iPhone keyboard with big fingers. I've just somehow never got used to it, though some people swear by it. This one's also got a soft keyboard. If I hit a compose SMS and try typing, well, I'm sure I will make a couple of mistakes there. I tried to type dear and I'm doing D-E-A-E. So touchscreen phone still not there, but I must say that of all the phones that have claimed to be iPhone killers so far, I think the HTC Sense definitely comes the closest, and Android is looking really good as a sleek operating system. Remember, I just got this a day ago, so I haven't got a chance to play with it entirely end to end. On some occasions, it's already started slowing down if I open too many programs, so I have a sense that the processor may not be powerful enough to support the ambition of this phone. But just on first impressions, just wow, which no so-called iPhone killer or no HTC phone till date, including that MyTouch on Android, has given. The HTC Hero definitely does that. It is a wow on the price as well. 32,000 rupees in India and 35,000 rupees in the Independent Republic of Maharashtra. For some reason, Maharashtra is pricing their phones higher because of duties. So 32 grand, 35 grand if you happen to be in Maharashtra. Expensive. Airtel's throwing in 100 MB free, but that still is a disadvantage compared to the BlackBerry, because today the BlackBerry is the only phone which has an unlimited data plan. You pay the 900 bucks a month, or if you have a corporate account, you can pay it a subsidized rate for 1 year flat. It works out to something like 600 bucks a month, unlimited data. This you'll still end up paying a lot for data if you're using it for browsing and email, because there's no unlimited data plan on this. So I wish they have an unlimited data plan on this. I might just consider buying this instead of the iPhone 3GS if it ever comes to India. Full thumbs up as far as the first look at the HTC Hero goes. Android is all set to take over the world.